Hi guys, and welcome back to Marie's Acrylic and Gel Nails here in the beautiful sunny central Queensland in the series Getting Back to Basics. This is on party nails or just your normal tip placement. So this is the theory. Okay guys, so one, as always, is pre-service sanitation, which we all should know where that is by now. It is in this playlist called Getting Back to Basics under sanitation, and there is some of the talk of it in my very first #1 manicure video I did, just the chat bit, because there's I think now 3 of them, so be careful. Number 2 is setting up your manicure table. So things you'll need are your tips, your files, your glues, your cuticle pushers, your nippers, your clippers, so your cuticle nippers and your nail clippers, nail brushes, nail dehydrator, primer, base coat, ridge filler, polish, top coat, extras if you have it, a tip blender, and for the party nails you can actually use either polish or gel polish. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can use non-acetone. So if you have any questions about that, ask me. So number 3 is to greet your client and wash both your sets of hands. Do a client consultation. So this client wants not to have, and I've actually had this happen, she was going to her sister's wedding. Everybody had to have a set of French manicured nails on. She did not want a permanent set. She was really upset. When her sister left, I explained to her what was a party nail, that I could do it with the gel polishers, so she would get minimum 2 weeks out of it. It would be stronger using the gel polishers than what it would be using normal polishers. And her sister could never tell the difference. And I'll tell you what, her sister was really upset that her and I didn't have this conversation, and I didn't try and talk her out of a set, because she could not tell the difference between hers and the other bridesmaids and her sister's. So it was fantastic. So it's a good thing to have up in your arsenal for someone who needs to look presentable for an occasion, doesn't want permanent damage to their hands or to their nails. When you're doing that customer consultation, you need to read this, and you know what, that's what I tell my clients. It's not just about the money for me. And if you work just for the money like the chop shops do, and you'll just do a set of nails and nothing else, you're not going to be very busy. If you listen to your clients' needs and what they want, you'll always have them coming back to you. So, and yes, if you're wondering, the family has been repeat business quite a few times. So it's been really good. So once you've done your client consultation and gathered that for this particular one, we're not going to put acrylic on top or gel on top of these tips, we're going to do party nails. So we're going to remove any old polish or oils off the day, and that with a non-acetone nail polish remover. We're going to push back, well, I first apply my cuticle remover, and we push back our cuticles and remove any cuticle off the nail. And while I'm there, I also nip any hangnails, rah. So then we're going to buff our nails to remove the shine. Now make sure in your consultation you really listen to your client. She will know if she's a nail lifter or not. And if she says she has trouble and she's a lifter, then you need to go, say, from your buffer block to 180, even up to 150, depending on how bad her problems, or she believes her problems, are. Okay, so then you want to briefly clean the nails of all the dust. I normally wipe down, if I'm going to do it at this stage, because I created a dust, with my alcohol that I use for my to remove my tacky layer and that off my gel nails. I'll just move the camera for you. So 9 is we want to size the tips. We want to size them from free wall to a sidewall to sidewall. And if they're too small, it's not going to work and it's going to look shithouse. But if it's too large, it's okay because we can file to resize, and sometimes we have to. So once you've sized up all 10 nails, then you want to apply your dehydrator and primer. But before I move on too quickly to that, I just want to say be careful. Some people assume that both your left hand's going to be the same size as your right hand. That's not the case. My right hand nails are actually a little bit larger than my left hand nails. So please size up all 10 fingers. So I apply my Nail Pure Plus, then I actually apply a nail dehydrator, and then I apply 1 coat of primer. You don't have to put the primer on if you don't want to. I think the primer helps with the tip adhesion and the glue to the nail. So I put primer on as well. And I've got that. It is my choice to do 2 coats of Nail Pure Plus, then a dehydrator, and then a primer. All you have to do is apply a nail dehydrator. Okay, step 11 is apply the glue to the well of the nail. Now, for party nails, full weld tips work the best because it covers more surface area, so they stay on longer. So just remember that if we're doing a party set at this particular time, so we want full weld tips. Then you want to, once you put your glue in the well of the tips, you want to slide the tip onto the nail at a 45-degree angle and rock it down gently till it's on the nail bed and hold it for 10 seconds. Then you want to check for air bubbles. Now, occasionally if you get an air bubble, you can get a little push pin or something, if it's just one without removing the tip, and puncture and get some glue in there. But if it's really bad, then you've got to take it off and restart all over again. Okay, then you need to apply glue to the seam line. Now, because I use a tip blender, I don't apply glue to the seam line, but you should. You want to trim your nails to length. You want to blend the tip into the natural nail. But when you're blending the tip, you're not actually filing on the nail. You're only filing on the tip. Then you want to buff the tip for that perfect blend. You want to shape the nails and then proceed with the desired surface. So if I was going to do acrylic, I'd also file the full tip and take the shine off it. But for the party nails, I don't need to because the polish will stick to it. So before I go on to explaining the rest of it, let's just quickly talk about, say, everything's right except for if I had a tip that doesn't have a well, then you wouldn't be blending it in too perfectly because you would be using a cover paint to hide things. So just remember, if it's a full well or a half well, you have to blend. If it's a well-less tip, you don't have to blend. Now, moving on with the party nail. Then we revert back to, it's the same as our polish procedure, where we would first base coat. We would have to then put in a ridge filler. If I'm using gel polishes, I don't put in a ridge filler. I actually use my nail hardener. And then it's 2 coats, 3 coats, whatever, of the gel polish colour, and top coated, and away she goes. Now, this client for the wedding who had the party nails, she lasted 2 weeks. Taylor, when I did the video, there is a video up already on party nails that I have done. She didn't, because I removed them, I think, straight away. But party nails are great for girls who are doing formals that are mid-year, and, well, over here it's some schools do it mid-year. So they can't wear nails the following week back to school. Okay guys, my phone's ringing, so I'll catch you all later.